Ebonee's creativity.
Hey everybody, I'm Ebony. This is Ebonee's Creativity. Thank you so much for joining me here on my channel. Today we have a special guest, which is my mom, Vivian, and we decided to do a challenge because she seems to think that I get my creative gene from her. So we're going to test out her theory today, and we will be doing a thrift store competition. What we did was we went to the thrift store, to a Goodwill, and we had a $10 limit. I got her everything that I wanted to buy up into that $10 point, and she did the same for me. So we had no bearing on what each other picked. And I'm going to show you first what she picked out for me. And we're going to be making home decor pieces out of these things that we found at the thrift store. So my first piece is this. I think it's like a wine box because it has a handle. Really don't know. I don't know what that is. And you probably can't see it either because we don't have that great of lighting. But you know, once you subscribe and tell a friend to subscribe, we're gonna work on the lighting. But anyway, here is the inside of it. And it's just a wooden box, which is in my comfort zone, so hopefully I can do something good with that. This is her other thing that she got for me. I guess it's like a keepsake box. Not 100% sure what I'm gonna do with this, but figure it out later. And lastly, this, I think it's a mail organizer. She says it's not, but to me, it's clearly a mail organizer. I don't know, but because it has like hangy things. So this is my third item. I only got 2 items for her, so she can show you those right now. I'll start off with this. It looks like could be like a fruit box, a wine box, I'm not sure. But it's made out of some light wood. It opens nicely and fits securely back on. So this is one of my ways I'll display my creative talents. Another, for heaven's sake, is this footstool that she has. Looks like a stop sign. Maybe I'll turn it upside down and tell her when she can go or not. But it has legs on it, 6 legs. So it should be fun. Let's see what happens. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get to work. I'm gonna try to film as much as I can. Hopefully I'm able to get some good footage. But nevertheless, I hope you enjoy watching us make our various home decor. And make sure you subscribe and keep right on watching to see what we come up with. Okay, so we're starting out with my mom just removing the legs from that bench, and I removed all that hardware for her. And she's just going to turn it over and get started with painting. So she's using this Country Chic vanilla frosting paint, and it's just typical chalk paint and a foam brush, and she's just going to do 2 coats of this paint. Now, she didn't use a primer, which is something that I always do when I paint. However, this paint really did cover well, even though it was going on top of red, so that was good for me to know that I don't always need to use primer with this particular paint. So here's how the second coat looked while it was drying. And next she just took some Dollar Tree nautical rope, and she's gonna start trying to map out how her words are gonna be and what slogan she wants to put on her project. So she came up with a couple of different ideas and she decided on one. So now she is just cutting out the letters using the Dollar Tree nautical rope. And we did use whatever extra things I had around the house to complete our projects, but we didn't buy anything extra. We also had these left over from Christmas, the garland ties from Dollar Tree, so she's going to use those as a part of her project as well. she's clearly very happy with her progress. You see her victory dance there. And so this is what she came up with. She spelled out the word home, and now she's just using some Dollar Tree twine to map out another shape for her project. I don't want to give too much away, so you'll just have to stay tuned to see what else she ended up adding to her project. So if you recall, we started out with a bench for this project. So here are the legs, and I just cut them down for her on my saw. So that's what I'm showing you here. They started out long like this, and then I just cut them down short like this. So she is painting those up in hopes of using them for her project as well, and she's just still using the same Country Chic vanilla frosting paint. So now she's just working out the placement for the letters that she just previously formed, and then she is going to take the hot glue gun using Gorilla Glue sticks and glue the nautical rope first, and then go back in and glue down the garland ties. So while she continues to form her letters, I just wanted to pop in really quick and request that you subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much. If you are a person who has come repeatedly to watch my videos, I really appreciate it. And if you are a new watcher, please consider subscribing to my channel. Okay, so we're going to leave her to that for now, and we're going to start looking at my project. So I'm using this wine box. I'm guessing that's what it is. And I am going to start out by trying to remove that center panel where that picture is on the top there. So it took me quite a lot of effort to get it out. But I eventually was able to get it out using a hammer and a screwdriver and a pair of pliers to pull out the little scraggler pieces that didn't come out initially. So you see me working this and working this and working this until I was finally able to pull it all out. Up next, I just cut this little piece of twine that was on there off. Not going to need that for my project. And so now I have two pretty large holes here. So I'm just going to take my wood filler, this plastic wood, which I got from Walmart, and I am going to use this to fill in the holes. The key to using this product is kind of just to overfill the hole and then to go back and sand it smooth later. I don't think I got any footage of me sanding it smooth, but I literally just took a Dollar Tree sanding block and just sanded it smooth. Wasn't really anything to see there, but I did try overfilling the hole using my left hand as kind of a guide in the back, and that didn't work. You can kind of see when I move my finger, it fell through the hole. So I got this masking tape, and I'm just gonna add a piece of tape in there, and that should keep it from falling through. So I'm going to put this piece of tape in here and then continue to overfill these holes, and when that dries, I'm going to go back and sand everything smooth. That way I can paint over it. So that's what you see me doing here, still packing those holes, and the tape really worked well to keep the product from falling through. And so I'm just using my finger. You could use a scraper if you wanted, but I'm just gonna leave it like this, and then we'll come back and sand it smooth, but you will not see that, sorry. So while I work on that, we're gonna switch back over to Mom's project, and she is adding some glitter using my Podge to the ends of those bench legs that we started out with, that I cut down for her. Then I gave her these those silver knobs that you see there. They're drawer pulls from a previous project. So here she's just kind of glamming up the bench legs, and then deciding if she wants to use those or if she wants to use the knobs that I gave her for her finished product. So while she works on that, we're going to cut back to my project, and I'm just going to go in with this Waverly white chalk paint and do just a rough coat of this. Not looking for perfection, nothing too smooth. I do want to kind of give it a distressed look. So right now you see me just kind of making a big mess, but I was able to pull it together, and I'm just gonna really just do a light coat on here. I'm not priming, I'm not making it perfect. I'm covering it about 90%, but I am not aiming for perfection at all. I'm just kind of going in with this paint. I'm just gonna do the front and both sides, and this is how it looked. Cutting back to mom, checking on her progress, and here's a close-up look of how the drawer pulls look. I know the camera is a bit far away, but that's how they look. They came off a dresser that I flipped before, like I said earlier. So she decided to just use these instead of the blinged out bench legs that she started out with. So she's just going to be using Gorilla Glue to glue those down as well. And I'll be adding a screw to those later, but just to place them down, she used the Gorilla Glue stick. Cutting back to my project, so I'm just out here on my saw and I am cutting 5 pieces of wood. I have these 1x2s left over from previous projects, and so I'm going to be just cutting 3 shorter pieces and 2 longer pieces and end up with 5 pieces of wood. Checking back in with my mom, she is making a bow. I don't even know what this is. I think she ripped it off of a Christmas ornament, just a scrap of little pearls, and she used it to make a bow, and she is going to add that to the O on her sign, and she is also going to add another ornament that she found in here and just kind of use it to add a little bit of bling. So she just kind of added embellishments to her project at this point. So here she is kind of modeling her project for you. She did go back in with that twine and add a heart, but for the most part that was the complete look, and here I am showing you it in motion. I added some hangers on the back and hung it up where I usually have my little hanger, and I think it looked pretty cute. So here is her final product. So now let's finish up my project. I've got my 5 pieces of wood and I am just kind of laying everything out, and I have some screws here that I'm going to use to screw everything in place. So that's what I'm going to be doing next. And right now I've got my project flipped over, so what you're seeing right now is the back of my project. So all the rough sides and the sides that don't look as cute, I put them on the back, and that's what's face up right now. And if you're a bit more anal than me, you could measure everything out, but I kind of just eyeballed the spacing and it worked out just fine. I don't think this particular project has to be 100% exact, and my eye is pretty good, so I just kind of eyeballed it in terms of the spacing. And so now I flip my project over and I am using this Waverly mineral paint, and I literally only have a little bit in here, so that works fine for this project because I'm just going to be lightly, really lightly brushing this over. Again, not trying to make anything perfect, not trying to completely cover it, covering it probably about 90%. And here's how it looked. And next I'm going to kind of just go in and distress with some white paint. I know you cannot see anything that I'm doing right now. It's really hard to get the angles correctly, but I just wanted to show you that I'm just haphazardly brushing it on. This is the remainder of the paint that was left on my brush from when I did the first part of this project. So not even a lot of paint, literally just what's left on the brush. I'm just going over roughly, sporadically covering areas. So hopefully you can kind of get my technique, if you want to call it that. I'm just really brushing this loosely using the remainder of paint that was on this brush, giving it a distressed look. So as you can see, this is how it turned out. So after that was dry, I attached the first part of my project just using my glue sticks, and I added it on to the front of this, and here is how it turned out. It went perfectly in my client's farmhouse bathroom, and I just added a couple of boxwood plants that I got from Walmart, and it turned out to be a really cute piece of wall decor. Some people set these on the floor, some people use them for towels, just kind of a little rack, little ladder, whatever you want to call it. But I decided to make mine into a planter, so I added a couple of these boxwood plants, and I think it turned out pretty cute, right? What do you think? This is just like really dirt cheap decor, but it turned out beautiful, and so I really love this. if I had a farmhouse bathroom, I probably would make one for myself. But I did want to kind of give you a little glimpse into the bathroom. Here is how it looks in its full glory sitting in that bathroom. So it looks really cute. So let me know, who won the contest? Did I win or did my mom win? Do you think I inherited my creativity from her? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Big shouts out to my mom for participating in this with me. As you can see, she's in her pajamas in the video. We just decided to do this really spur of the moment, and so she was here on a visit and we kind of just threw it together really quickly. So I really hope you appreciate our efforts. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. And now I'm going to share with you a bonus project that I did from one of the other things that she gave me. I was able to use that on the client project as well. So if you can recall from the beginning of the video, my mom also picked out this item for me, and I'm not able to cut it or rework it much, but I am able to paint it. So chalk paint stuck to it much better than I thought it would, and so I was happy about that. So I just did a coat of pink on the outside, and then I painted the part that is black white, which the footage got cut, of course, but here's kind of how it looked after the pink. And then I went back in with some white paint. I guess the camera cut off because I was trying to show you here, but it kind of cut. Anyway, I just went over it with some white paint. I broke out my Cricut and added a name, and I was able to use that as a part of this nursery makeover. Do you see it there on the side of that dresser that I painted? So I just used a couple screws and added this onto the side of this dresser, and I think it looks really cute. And I was able to use up some of the paint that I had left over from this project. So mom can use it kind of as a diaper caddy if she wants to put some diapers and wipes there when she goes to change baby, or whatever else she decides that she needs quick access to. But she decided to put some books in it for right now, so that worked out really great, and I'm glad I was able to use up some of that leftover paint and also make good use of this leftover thrifted item. So that pretty much concludes this video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave your comments below and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye guys.